Well, it's been almost 30 years since Paramount Pictures invited us into the world of spy fun with Mission Impossible, based off of the hit TV series from long ago. I've seen every one of those films and I've reviewed all of them. And I just recently saw the newest installment, The Final Reckoning, originally to be titled Dead Reckoning Part 2, but got changed for obvious reasons, which is now playing in theaters. But is this new installment any good to get back into the driver's seat and get ready for more high octane action? Or is this one just going to be a completely impossible mission? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the 2025 action spy flick Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, released by Paramount along with Skydance, directed by Christopher McQuarrie from a screenplay he co-wrote with Eric Jendrison. And and of course, McQuarrie also co-produced the film with Tom Cruise, who once again returns as Agent Ethan Hunt. This is the eighth and supposedly final installment of the Mission Impossible film series. Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Henry Czerny, and Angela Bassett reprise their roles from the previous films. Anyway, now, although this film was originally to be Dead Reckoning Part 2, but that title was dropped just a few months after the underperformance of the previous installment. And not only that, it was also due to the strike as well that occurred afterwards. Anyway, now then. 2 months after retrieving the Sevastopol's completed key chamber. Oh, wait a minute. Before I continue, if you have yet to see my spoiler free review of the last film, check it out on the playlist. You can also see my reviews of the other installments of the Mission Impossible franchise, just in case you've never seen them. Apologies for that. Okay, now where was I? Let's start again. 2 months after retrieving the Sevastopol's completed key chamber, IMF agents Ethan Hunt and Grace pursue Gabriel, an agent previously working for the artificial intelligence known as the Entity. Instead, Gabriel captures them and coerces Ethan into retrieving the core module, revealed to be the Rabbit's Foot, from the sunken Russian submarine Sevastopol for him, which would give him control of the entity over the entity's source code. Apologies. Ethan and Grace escape with the aid of IMF agent Benji Dunn and recruits who are new to them, Paris and Theo Degas. They discover the device that Gabriel used to communicate with the entity, which shows Ethan a vision of a coming nuclear apocalypse. Ethan realizes the entity needs access to a secure digital bunker in South Africa to ensure its survival. That's all the story I'm going to give to you. This is a spoiler free review, and I will not give you any more of this. But however, one last heads up, but this won't spoil much of anything. Luther Stickle, one of the Ethan's old colleagues, did reveal that Gabriel had developed a malware for the entity called the Poison Pill. But Gabriel is still like, please stand by. Sorry about that. Now where was I? Oh yes, now I remember. Okay, now that's really all the story I'm going to give to you, but I don't want to tell you what happens afterwards, because then it will ruin everything and it'll bore the audience here. Alright, now I'm going to give you my thoughts on Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Well, I am going to say, if you haven't seen my out here reaction, I can see a lot of y'all have already checked out. Thank you. Except, of course, I'm not too thrilled with someone leave me a rude comment, which I deleted, but I'll get to that later once I end this video. Anywho, I found the film to be very enjoyable and entertaining, and what have you, just like any of the other Mission Impossible films. I mean, I enjoyed this just about as much as the last film. Now, this would probably come smack dab right in between if once I do a ranking of all those. Details to follow on when I decide to do a ranking of the Mission Impossible film franchise. I only rewatched Dead Reckoning before I watched it. I just decided not to watch the whole series again, even though I watched them all before I saw Dead Reckoning. Okay, apologies. But anyway, this film's very good in one of you. I'm glad they managed to get back on track with pick up after the events of the previous film. It had some fun moments and what have you, and an incredible third act. Not third act, final act. Whoops. See, there I go again. I'm sorry. Yeah, it had a good final act as well, but I'm gonna keep that hush hush. Not gonna be a loose lips on this, okay? Thank you. Anyway, yes. Now then. Also, they have, let's see, Max Arouge and Alfie Godfrey to do the score for the film, and I thought that was pretty good. We get to hear some pretty good, well, great songs like you could hear from an actual score, including the popular Mission Impossible theme song. Its reviews are good, but not as high as the last few films, though. It's set at 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, saying gargantuan in action, runtime, and scope, the film is a sentimental send off for Ethan Hunt that accomplishes its mission with a characteristic flair for the impossible. I couldn't agree more. Also, Metacritic has a score of 67, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave this an A-, while those surveyed by PostTrack gave it an 89% overall positive score, with 79% saying they would definitely recommend it. Yes, I am going to say this film had a ton of well, maybe not a ton of action, but it had some good action-packed moments. Or at least its pacing kept up with the suspense and the thrills and what have you. That's what counts. Aside from the action-packed, like what we got in the final act. Once more, not going to spoil it for you, so you're gonna have to go see the movie. But anyway, I think Christopher McQuarrie once again does a great job with his direction and what have you. And of course, he had recently directed the last three installments, which started with Rogue Nation. And of course, he also worked on Valkyrie and the Jack Reacher films as well. So I should point out that this is not the first time that McQuarrie's worked with Tom Cruise. It was all the way back to the 2008's Valkyrie. Yep. And but although he was writer and producer for that film, not the director. Know what I'm saying? Okay, sorry. But yes. And the story is pretty good too, and he and Mr. Cruise did an exceptionally good job in the production of this. Now, of course, there had been talks about trying to do some more after this. Now, Cruise expressed interest in continuing to make further films in the series as Hunt, despite this and its predecessor having initially been billed as a send-off of the character just right after during the promotion of the last film. But anyway, last year in November, journalist Jeff Snyder reported that Cruise was looking at his Top Gun Maverick co-star Glenn Powell to replace him as the new lead, but Powell denied that rumor on the Pat McAfee show. Just recently, during the New York premiere of the film, Cruise told the Hollywood Reporter that this film is the last one in the franchise, and that the film isn't called The Final Reckoning for no reason. That's understandable, and what have you. For our cast, Tom Cruise once again back as Ethan Hunt, and I think he's pretty good and what have you, just like always. Even in his 60s, he's still doing one hell of a job. So choke on that, you bozo. Left that comment in my out the reaction I had deleted. Go see a different actor. Yeah, sure. I can see any actor I want, alright? Get over it. Let go or it's gonna get ugly. Trust me. Anybody else who sends me a comment like that again, you will be reported to YouTube immediately for realsies. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's continue. Hayley Atwell returns as Grace, and I'm going to say she's absolutely good. Just like before, Ving Rhames is back as Luther Stickle, and I've got to say he's good. Simon Pegg's back as Benji, he's good. Like before, we have Esai Morales as Gabriel, again, and Palm Klementieff as Paris again, and Henry Czerny as Eugene Kittredge, the former director of the IMF in the first film, who is now director of the CIA from the previous film. And Angela Bassett returns as former CIA director, now president of the US, Erica Sloan, who of course was in Fallout. But anyway, those were all pretty good. We also have some others and what have you. Let's see, like Holt McCowney as Sterling Bernstein, the Secretary of Defense. Nick Offerman as General Sidney, U.S. Army General and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Hannah Winningham as Rear Admiral Neely of USN, the commander of Carrier Strike Group 10. Oh, the list goes on. So anyway, so I've got to say the cast is really good and what have you. So with everything said, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, even though it might not come close to being up there with the previous films, I'm still gonna say that I enjoyed this film for what it had to offer. I mean, it built up the thrills and suspense with its pacing, and I gotta say, its cast, it's good, the direction's good, so it's the score and what have you. So that's about it. That's about all I can say. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. If you're a die-hard Mission Impossible fan, if you really want to see how this franchise ends, you better go see this movie. But this movie has faced a very difficult competition from that Lilo and Stitch remake, which is already devouring competition like crazy at the box office. So I wish this film the best of luck. It's gonna need it big time, way big time. Let's hope this does not underperform. In other words, let me rephrase that. Let's just hope for the best it doesn't underperform. I can see so far it's already made 204 million worldwide at the box office, so I think it just might be able to pull it off and get go past them, make more on its 300 to 400 million dollar budget. So it's one of the most expensive films ever made. I almost exploded. My bad. So see this new Mission Impossible film, and I think you'll enjoy it. For my score, I'm going to give Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning 5 stars, which of course means on a scale of 1 to 10, you guessed it, I give it a 10. So what did you think of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. May they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you'd like as well. Join me next time when I bring you another spoiler-free review, and it'll be on the new Fear Street Prom Queen. Looking forward to reviewing that. So, if you like this, check out my reviews of these other 2 Tom Cruise films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the original Top Gun from 1986. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of its recent hit sequel, Top Gun Maverick. And the bottom left hand corner, if you want some more good spy stuff, see my spoiler free review of the previous James Bond film from 2021, No Time to Die. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.